How's everybody doing? I just thought I'd come on and just discuss certain things. I've been looking back at things, and especially with my life, other people's lives, and people have been coming to me and just asking me, especially, like family members have asked me to come to help them and answer certain questions with the tarot cards. And there are just certain questions that tarot cards cannot answer. For example, should I, quit a relationship? Should I end a relationship? Whether it's love, whether it's a friendship, should I quit my job? And what tarot cards cannot answer that question. Tarot cards only see, they can't tell you what is good for you. Only you can make that decision and figure out what is good for you. If something is not vibing with you, if something is not on the same vibrational frequency as you, then chances are it is not in your highest good. And you should definitely make changes. If it is a friend, if it's somebody that you maybe had common interests with at one point, but you have grown and you have changed, your perception of things have changed. You don't look at things the same way as you did before. Or maybe that person is operating on a third dimensional frequency. It could even be a family member. I mean, you may have to distance yourself from that family member. And you don't have common interests with that person anymore. Or you can't get along. Or you're kind of like on the fence of whether or not you should have a friendship with that person. Or it could also be a love relationship. Maybe you're on the fence of whether or not you should stay with that person. If you are not sure, whatever it is, 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. If you were 100% sure that you should be in a relationship with somebody, then you're both vibing on the same vibrational frequency. And the answer is yes. Because when you're on the fence with something, 9 times out of 10, it's because your vibrational frequency is higher than that person's or that thing. And it's not a match. So again, it is up to you to decide what is best for you, what is in your highest good. And that's where intuition comes in. You have to trust your intuition. Obviously, if something is toxic in your life, whether it's a friendship, love relationship, marriage, a job, a career, if it's toxic, yes, then you should try to make changes in your life. If it's a marriage, there are children involved, that could be a little tricky because you have to put the children's interests ahead of your own. But, making changes, I don't know how in our society it has become difficult for people to make changes. It's like the programming. It has to do with the programming. And sometimes change can be very good. Sometimes change is not so good. But if we want to change, we can help ourselves to do that. And, some people procrastinate change. But even just small steps each day can have an impact on our mental health, on feeling better about ourselves. It doesn't have to be, these big changes. It could be small. It could be baby steps. We could take baby steps towards our goals. And even just surrounding ourselves with positive people can have an impact on our lives. If you're with somebody, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, and they do not lift you up and they do not help you strive to do better, then there's your answer. And people at this moment in time, many people at this moment in time feel stuck. And I have to tell you, and all my years, I'm almost 50 years old, and all my years that I have been on this earth, it has not been like this. I mean, as far as the energy goes, it's like I've seen one moment, it's like, okay, all these changes are happening really quick, really fast for people. And then the next moment is just like a halt, like a complete stop. I mean, that's where I am kind of at right now. I'm kind of at like almost a complete stop. So I have, this is, I've never seen this before. And, it has to do with the financial situation that's going on right now, of course. This country is not doing well financially. The world is not doing well financially. And people are waiting for change. Like, when is this going to change? Are we going to have more money in our bank accounts? Is the SARA Jasara going to kick in? When is this going to happen? I'm one of those people. But maybe the answer is we cannot wait for that to happen, and we have to be the change. I associate that with, even if you're in a relationship, if you're in a love relationship or a marriage, and you expected that person to change. You agreed to get into a relationship with that person, and you thought that maybe he or she would change, or you had children with that person and you thought maybe he or she would change. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. A lot of times it does not work that way. A good percentage of the times it does not work that way, because it is very difficult to change people. And what you could really count on 100% is yourself. You can change yourself before you can change other people. You can change yourself before you can change the world. And thereby changing yourself, you can change others. Because people also have the ability to learn through example. So when you make those changes, even if they're little tiny, tiny changes, you affect everyone else. You affect the collective. You affect the collective consciousness. Your perception changes, your perspective changes, but it takes time. Everything in divine timing, patience. And that is something that is it can be difficult to swallow because you just want things to happen immediately. And I'm guilty of that as well. You want it to happen immediately, but unfortunately, in this realm of existence, it just doesn't happen that way. Yet, we may be working our way into fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional reality, where things can be manifested instantaneously. But we haven't gotten there yet. So the bottom line is to have faith, keep having faith, and keep continuing, keep doing what you're doing. Eliminate what does not serve you. Get rid of toxic work environments, get rid of toxic relationships, toxic friendships. Because once you do that, the universe will support you. And it will always support you. If you are connected with Mother, Father, Creator, the universe will support you. And on that note, this ends my conversation. And I want to leave you with love and light, peace and harmony in your life. Until next time.